and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. My name is Betsy, I'm one of your hosts, and I'm here with my co-host and my husband Trent.
My name is Trent.
Your name is Trent. Today, being that this is the weekend that a certain movie opens in the theater, you'll figure out what we're talking about in a minute. But we had to take care of some long overdue business first. We are watching 1986. The film is Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Because I have watched this a whopping one time. And Trent, you have watched this none times.
None times. No, I have never seen Top Gun.
So how has it come to pass, my question I always ask you, that in 36 years, as a 37-year-old man, you have never watched this movie?
I honestly don't know, because it's not necessarily up my alley, but it's also not something that I would like poo-poo.
Right.
Like, sure, it's an action movie, you know, planes. I've never been into planes.
You've never been a plane guy?
No, and there are guys out there who are like obsessed with planes. They like there's a recent game. It's the Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yep.
I downloaded that and I quote unquote played it because it's not really a video game.
You're just
a
sort
simulator.
of toying around.
I'm just kind of fucking around and flying around because it uses real GPS data and like satellite imagery. I can fly around our own town.
Yes.
I flew over Betsy's farmhouse.
Yes, we
and
flew
crashed
from
and
this town.
crashed the plane into their yard.
Yes. You flew the plane from where we live.
Yes.
In town to where I used to live.
Right.
All the way. I guided you.
So, I mean, I'm into that kind of a thing to a point, but I'm not a plane guy.
Were you a train kid?
Yeah, I had a train set when I was a kid. I didn't really use it all that much.
You were a car kid.
I'm not. Okay, I played with cars a hell of a lot more.
I'm going to find the thing that you were into as a little boy.
Yeah, that did not translate into like me being a car dude.
No.
But as a kid, I was into cars, yes.
Those are the things that kids love. It's like one of the three or all of them.
Or like trucks or tractors.
Yep, farm equipment.
Little kids love tractors and dump trucks.
Yes.
Dump trucks.
But you were not into planes as a kid.
No,
and
I wasn't.
that this came out when you were, 1.5.
Yeah. And of course, this is a movie that is always on cable. It's like on whenever USA has an 80s block.
TBS.
Right, one of those channels. It's a cheap thing that you can just throw on. It's an hour and a half.
It's really somewhat shocking that you have never sought this movie out.
Yeah.
At this point.
And I'll tell you this, Tom Cruise is not a dude that I have any kind of affinity for.
You're just sort of indifferent.
I am.
You're not a fan, but you don't dislike him. He's just sort of there.
Outside of his crazy Scientology
his personal
stuff.
life, yeah.
Outside of that stuff, as an actor, I'm not that into him. Now, I have seen the first couple of Mission Impossible movies. We'll eventually get to those too, but that's another series. But I really liked Mission Impossible 2, despite its reputation.
Whatever. I loved it when it came out, and we'll talk about that, like you said, when we get to it. But
anyway,
but you never sought this one out.
I never really did. So it's Tom Cruise and it's Val Kilmer as Maverick and Goose. Right?
Okay. You have a name right. You have a name right, but you're not quite right. But I'm going to let you keep talking.
All right, fine.
Because you clearly are not oblivious to this movie.
Sure, and I believe this is set at a flight academy.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any kind of war going on where there's real dogfights with real enemies in a real war. I doubt it. But I feel like this is an academy, and this is where hotshot pilots want to go and prove their stuff. Or maybe it is actually a training program for Air Force pilots. I don't know.
Do you know which branch of the military this is?
I would assume it's the Air Force.
Okay.
But then again, there are Marines, I believe, that have air flight training. Also, Navy people, they have some of the best pilots. Okay. NASA has really good pilots. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of
Most of those guys end up becoming astronauts. That's where they get their,
True. Exactly.
their guys for NASA.
Exactly, yes. So I also know that there's a famous volleyball scene, and there's a lot of unspoken homoeroticism. So
intentional or not.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I'm interested in seeing what this thing is all about because hey, it's a beloved movie. They made a sequel 30-some years later that apparently is getting great reviews.
It's supposed to be quite good.
Right. Now, do you remember a lot about this movie? Did you remember liking it when the first time you saw it?
So this is one that I think I finally watched when I was in high school because this is one that my brothers watched all the time. This was always on in the house.
Were they playing guys?
No, I don't know what it is about this movie, like guys in this movie, but it was on in my house frequently, so I would see chunks of it. But I don't think I ever watched it beginning to end till I was in high school or college.
Okay.
And I don't really remember a whole lot about it as a whole. I just remember all the little parts about this movie. Like there are a ton of cultural touchstones that came out of this movie. Like there's going to be stuff in this movie that you go, oh yeah, that's from this movie.
Okay. There's probably some things that are just not coming to mind.
Well, the one that I hesitate to bring it up, but I'm sure the second I say it, you'll go, oh well, yeah, is the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally getting my hair cut today. Somehow, one of the hairdressers mentioned Top Gun. And I started talking with my hairdresser about the new Top Gun and Top Gun in general. I didn't say anything about the podcast or the fact that we were going to do this movie today, but she said she grew up. She's older than me. She's probably about maybe 10 years older than me. And again, this soundtrack was incredible.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Like, it was one of the original.
Everywhere.
It was one of the original, like, oh my God, you need to have this movie soundtrack.
On cassette.
Fuck the movie. Fuck the movie. Just get the soundtrack and you're set for a summer.
Right.
So it's a bunch of Kenny Loggins, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Soundtrack of the 80s, that man.
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins we could go on about, but we're going to save that for
Danger
later.
Zone. God.
Well, anything else that comes to mind that you've heard about this movie? Anybody else who's in it that you remember?
No, I think, besides Tom Skerritt, I think he's one of the instructors. But again, I don't know how big of a part that he's in. And the only reason I say that is because I was hovering over the movie the other day and a clip from the movie was playing.
Another one of those guys that was in everything in the 80s and 90s.
But again, I think I've only ever seen him in a couple of things.
But you know who he is.
I do.
You do. All right, well then we're just going to go into it. We're going to go watch Top Gun, and we will be right back. We're back. Well, it only took 36 years, Trent, but the all-important question, did it take your breath away?
Well, no. No, it did not.
Did it take you to the danger zone?
It did. Many, many times. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this movie.
Okay.
As advertised, the soundtrack is incredible.
Yes.
This movie does not exist without the soundtrack, in my opinion.
No, they are one and the same. You cannot, one cannot exist without the other.
The attitude that comes with the soundtrack completely is married to the attitude of its actors.
And the visuals and everything else going on
Everything looks fucking cool.
Yes.
The look of the movie is great. It is shot just... From a technical standpoint, this is a great movie.
You get the warm California glow.
Yeah.
Everybody is sweaty and tan.
Everybody is sweaty. Good God.
And of course, we're watching this movie that was done on film, and it's grainy like film.
There's grain everywhere on this thing. There's and there's literal like the cleanup of this film was actually not very good because you can literally see the dirt and everything else on the film.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do without kind of ruining the image of the movie too. So like you almost hold back.
You can do it well if you know what you're doing.
I suppose.
But that's a completely different topic. As far as the rest of the movie goes, I don't see the big appeal.
You don't get it.
I don't think it's a great acting movie. I don't think the story is all that compelling, but I think looking at it visually, it gives me the rush.
Right. It's a lot of hotheads having a dick waving contest.
I mean, that's the fucking military, Betsy.
And you know, there's a love story, but you even said these two have like no chemistry.
Seriously. I looked over at Betsy and I said, is it just me or do these two not have chemistry? And Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise were a thing, were they not?
I don't know. Probably.
I feel like they were.
For the time, it would make sense. Like, I just was reading the IMDb page, as I want to do.
Yeah.
And I know that after this movie, Anthony Edwards and Meg Ryan were a thing. But I do not know about Tom Cruise, because I think this predates his relationship with Nicole Kidman just a touch. I think they got together in 87. Or, like, later this year. Yeah. So, it was close, but I don't know if he was actually with Kelly McGillis.
Either way, these two do not look good on screen together. Their back and forth is forced. There's no chemistry. There's no spark here whatsoever. Even when they're fucking like...
Even when they're fucking?
they don't actually fuck in the movie. Come on.
They did.
There's barely any thrusting.
Okay.
Come on.
There was some, backlighting and lots of tongue.
Good God, did they suck face?
There was a lot of face sucking between those two, yes.
Man, okay, so that whole dynamic between those two, Okay, let me go backwards just a little bit. I think the reveal of her being an instructor and this intelligence officer is a good reveal, but only if she keeps the upper hand in that relationship.
Right.
And later on, when she reveals, I've fallen for you.
Well, the whole thing
Come on.
He lets her come to him. Like, genuinely, even when she's kind of almost throwing herself at him, he walks away repeatedly before anything finally happens. He literally leaves it up to her. And
she chases him with her MG.
Yeah, or whatever she was driving.
It was.
Yeah, he is such a hot shot, and he's too young and crazy, and she falls for it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, God.
I don't date the students, don't you,
sweetie? Well, of course you don't. You're not supposed to.
Unless, but this is the kind of movie you have to break the rules, Trent, for love, for that sweet, sweet dick.
That loving feeling.
For that loving feeling that she has lost. She needs it back, Trent.
Oh, God. So that's kind of my initial reaction to this thing. Did it hold up for you the way you thought it was?
So as I said in the intro, I have seen the bits and pieces of this movie repeatedly. But only beginning to end once.
To get the entire story.
Yeah. And I'm with you. It's not a bad movie. There are moments that are exciting and thrilling. But I could have just done without the romance stuff. It doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, who invited this chick to this sausage fest?
I would rather... and I have a feeling they did that to diversify the audience, because otherwise this would have just been a bunch of bros in a bro movie broing out.
Betsy, you'd be surprised how many middle-aged women will come to see this especially this new movie with Tom Cruise, because it's Tom Cruise.
I get it.
You saw him in his tighty-whities.
Yeah, but this is 1986 Tom Cruise. I get it. I also know that now he's 60 years old. Yeah. I don't want to see him in his tidy whities. But we're not talking about Top Gun Maverick. We're talking about the OG.
Yes.
And in 1986, when Tom Cruise was 23 or 24 years old, yes, he is a handsome man. He has beautiful eyes. This is before he got his teeth done, so we probably talked about this before. One of his teeth is right in the middle of his mouth, and then he got braces, and he got that all sorted.
He got it sorted.
Quite a few years later. But yeah, it's just kind of a story the rest of the time. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when we're watching Stripes. There's sort of that same dynamic here where it's like, start of the movie, here's the main plot, graduation.
Yeah.
We give you one mission.
Yep.
And then it's over.
Yep.
And also we're going to throw in sort of a love story in there, and there's some comedic moments, and there's some different things, but I'm just not that invested in these people as people.
Yeah.
Because they're all such type A, I want to be the best.
I'm
a hothead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like people like this.
Yes. Yeah.
They piss me off. And they don't have enough redeeming qualities. Like, I would argue that Goose is probably the best person in this movie.
He's a family man.
He's a family man. He's a goober. He's got a cute wife. He's just like, joking around with him.
Yeah.
And when he gets in trouble, he always has to go along for the ride. But he's not the one who's causing the trouble. He just gets into mischief with him.
Sure. And he's with him because he knows he's a great pilot.
Yeah. And, when he loses Goose, it shakes his confidence completely. But it's, again, like, so kind of a predictable plot twist. Like, you knew Goose died, though.
I did know Goose died, and I didn't want to reveal that in the beginning. And I also didn't know who Goose was. Clearly.
Yeah. So you had a couple names mixed up. You knew there was somebody called
I
Goose.
knew it was going to be Maverick and Goose. I figured Goose was the Val Kilmer character. I also didn't know that Val Kilmer was the antagonist here.
So to speak.
There's no real bad guy here, but he's the guy that Maverick is going up against.
Right, and I love that he is supposed to be like the villain of this.
Yeah.
But he's just another dickhead.
He gets second billing, though. You said it. After we watched the movie, you said, this is like one of the first things that Val Kilmer ever did.
He had made like one starring role.
Right. He gets second billing here. How does that happen? He's before any of the other actors on the initial list. Tom Cruise is way up in front, but Val Kilmer is the next one by himself.
I mean, if you think about it contextually, this is before a lot of these people were stars. We touched on it. Anthony Edwards,
yep.
He really didn't get famous until he made ER.
Yeah.
Like, he did this movie, he did a number of other things, but ER was the thing that most people know him from, and that was almost 10 years after this.
Yeah, I guess.
He had a long career in between, but when you say Anthony Edwards, what do you know him from? Usually ER.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan is in this. This is post a couple of movies that she has made at this point, but this is a few years before things like When Harry Met Sally, and several years before
before she did any kind of like starring or co-starring things,
right?
The romantic comedy stuff. And I guess maybe this is her showing, hey, I can be the cute girlfriend or wife or whoever else, but at the same time, put the camera on me and people will not want to look away.
Right, and she hadn't done a whole lot of drama, and this would be like probably her biggest foray into major film drama at that point.
Right.
Certainly not what she ended up doing in 5 years.
No.
And then the one that kept bugging me was Tim Robbins is in the credits of this movie.
Right.
And I'm watching this damn movie, and we're like 2/3 of the way into it. I was like, where the hell is Tim Robbins? Has he been in here? I haven't seen the man. I finally had to look it up.
The dude is going to stick out like a sore thumb.
He's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is 5'7".
Yeah.
You cannot miss this man.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He is a full head taller than anybody else.
He is too tall to be a pilot.
He's way too tall to be in those planes.
Or everyone else is way too short. I don't know which it is.
I don't know, but yeah, he does not show up until the very last
Except
scene.
that's the thing. He is in the first scene of the movie. He is Merlin, but he is wearing a helmet and his face is covered.
Yeah.
So you don't see him. You do not see his face until literally the last like moments of this mission near the end of the movie when there's 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there he is, that tall drink of man.
Yeah.
He's very tall. He is very easy to spot when he's surrounded by people who are 5'7".
Like Tom Cruise is.
But yeah, again, this was, what, 8 years before Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Early 90s?
I don't really know what else he was maybe famous for at the time.
He had done a number of things like The Grifters and what else? I don't know. He's got like a ton of like weird late 80s, early 90s movies. He made a movie with Meg Ryan actually in the early 90s.
Yep.
But this is before they were both famous. So there are tons of people who ended up being famous, but if you think of it contextually, it makes sense that Val Kilmer got second billing, because who the hell else is the star of this movie? Even Tom Cruise wasn't that big a star in 1986.
They were trying to anyway.
Yeah, he was at the very early years of his career.
Yeah.
So really, it makes sense that Val Kilmer is number 2, because somebody had to be.
And again, they were back in those days. They were in the business of trying to make movie stars, because in the 80s, that's when that all really started.
Yeah, you didn't really have the contract studio thing anymore like they did back in old Hollywood.
Yeah.
But you still had your repeat, like trying to get these people relevant, and it's always the game. You
and
the hot
worked.
young actors,
It worked.
Give them work, make them a star, hope for the best.
Yeah. But Betsy, let's just get into this here, because there are some things I do want to talk about the actual movie, but we'll get that when we get to that point in the movie. First off, right off the bat, this is apparently a Bruckheimer joint.
I did not remember that.
I had no idea.
No.
He at least co-produced it. He didn't do all of it, but he was very much involved.
I forget he dates back this far.
Yeah.
Because I think of him as a 90s guy mostly.
At least being introduced in the 90s, for sure. Like, having his name, like, this is a Bruckheimer movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that didn't really start until, like, movies like Armageddon started.
Right. And then it's directed by Tony Scott, who I forgot until recently had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was pretty recently.
So obviously
Ridley Scott's brother.
He's not going to be involved in the new movie.
Right.
And I don't even know what other movies he did apart from this one, but this is probably his biggest one,
I guess.
But yeah, we start the movie with Kenny Loggins and Danger Zone, which we hear like 400 times throughout this movie.
They really milk that song on the entire movie.
I could talk at length about Kenny Loggins and his relevance to just the 1980s and cinema. Like in this era, when you needed a song for a movie, he was the guy you called. He did Caddyshack, he did this, he did Footloose. Like that dude made millions of dollars on like 3 songs.
He could not miss.
And yeah, this is a banger.
Man, Betsy, when as it was starting, like we got like little snippets of it, and like we're getting scenes. Like number one, I learned some stuff here. We're getting scenes of an aircraft carrier, of the planes landing and being and taking off from the aircraft carrier.
Yep.
It's showing like the mechanisms by which these planes are caught as they get onto the deck of the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it's a very, very short runway, and these things are going quite fast, Trent.
Yeah, and at the same time, when they are taking off, there's actually another mechanism that is holding on to one of the parts of their tail and pushing them, accelerating them to a higher speed along with the jet engines propelling them.
Yeah, so they have to be pushed to get going, and then they have to be snagged to get stopped.
Right, which is why they probably have so many deckhands around there to help out with all that stuff.
Right.
And I was wrong. This is a Navy.
It is the Navy.
I assumed it was the Air Force, but yeah, no, these are Navy pilots, not Air Force.
Right. Well, I don't know if anybody would give a shit about a movie about Air Force pilots. else. Like, I don't know if those guys participate in this particular program. Is it specifically for the Navy?
Probably, but the Air Force has their own programs.
I guess, but most people don't sign up for the Air Force. You hear they sign up for the Navy because you can do any of these things under the umbrella of Navy.
It's true. But we start the movie with another training exercise. So the entire movie is basically training exercises.
Well, the first thing isn't a training exercise. This is like a real thing. There's some bogeys, unidentified,
right?
And they are not allowed to engage. Like, they're not allowed to shoot them because they're not firing on them.
Right.
They're just basically, playing chicken with each other.
Yeah, that's right. And we never actually we're never actually told who these other planes are from or whatever. We don't get a background on these other people.
No, they just have red stars on their helmet, which in 1986 could basically be one of two groups that I would assume.
And they call them MiGs. And MiGs are usually referred to as Russian MiGs.
Yeah.
So clearly, they're not going to say Russians because at the end, they shoot down a bunch of Russians.
Yeah, and they say, like, this is present day. They don't give you context.
Right.
So if they don't identify them as Russians, you, as the viewer, could fill them in at any historical context with, oh, these are the bad guys that we must be fighting now, present day.
Right.
But in the 80s, yeah, it's probably Russia.
Right. And at the same time, you also have movies like Rocky, all those Rocky movies coming out.
And Red Dawn and stuff like that.
Right, where you are heading up against the Russians, quote unquote, even though it just might be a Russian guy or referring to them loosely.
They are a metaphor for all of Russia.
Right, but in reality, you're not actually fighting Russia. You are succeeding as being American. Or something to that effect.
We are the most American we have ever been.
Yes. So, yeah, I didn't really get that context until the very end of the movie.
So, yeah, the first time it's happening, it's kind of a game of chicken where they're kind of pushing the boundary, they're pushing buttons, they're just
hot dogging it.
Yeah.
As they do.
And they're out on a mission and they're not allowed to fire. And if they were going to, they'd have done it. Yeah. So instead they decide to fuck with them.
Well, and their instruments are good enough where they're going to know, like the MiGs are going to know if they've got a radar lock with their missiles. And if they choose to fire, they're dead.
Correct. And since they haven't done it, Maverick and Goose are like, oh, well, we'll just do this stupid maneuver.
Right.
And fly upside down and flip these guys off and take their Polaroid.
Which is, it's a cool kind of a thing, but without the context of what's going on, I just figured these guys are actually out on a training exercise, and these other pilots are maybe Air Force pilots going against the Navy. Mm-hmm. In whatever these war games are.
And again, because they didn't identify them as any particular group.
No.
I can see why you would assume that.
All they say is MiGs.
Unidentified bogeys.
Yeah, and when I think of MiGs, these are Russian MiGs.
I would say you are probably accurate. They're very vaguely represented, but for the context, for where we are in the world, it's kind of the only thing that really makes sense.
All right. So they are hot dogging it, and it's time to come home back to the aircraft carrier, and one of the other pilots in the other plane is freaking out.
He got shaken up.
He got shaken up because he was flying around with actual enemy ships, quote-unquote enemy ships.
He was targeted, and he could have died.
And if they were to have clicked that button, he would have been dead.
Yep.
So he's freaking out up there.
Staring at a photo of his wife and his kid who he's never met.
Exactly. And he lost his edge, and Maverick is about to land because he's running out of fuel too. Maverick is about to land, and he decides, you know what, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to go help out my buddy.
Yep. So he gets him back onto the ship, and Cougar done did it, and he hands in his wings.
He throws his wings down saying, I can't do it anymore. I lost my edge.
Yep.
And because of that, the commander, who whatever his title is.
Sweaty bald man from Back to the Future.
Everybody's so sweaty in this movie, Betsy.
Like, I get it. It's the Indian Ocean, and it's high tense, and you're all confined to this tiny boat.
Yeah.
And there's no windows, because that defeats the purpose of a boat. But yeah, everybody's very sweaty.
Yes. So anyway, so by default, they were always in second place behind everybody else. So instead, guess what, guys? This guy turned in his wings. You guys get to go to Top Gun.
Yep. I have no choice but to send you morons.
Yeah.
And so they do. And we get to meet Tom Skerritt and Iceman and all these other people with saucy nicknames who all stare at each other and give each other dirty looks like, oh, I'm the best. No, I'm the best.
Right. And this is before anybody actually sees each other up in the air.
Right. They're
and
just
all they have is a reputation.
Ego and reputation.
Right. And Maverick actually has a separate reputation just because of his father. And
right.
And we don't really know what's up with his father at all, other than the fact that he kind of washed out or maybe died.
They
or
allude
something
to
happened.
his dad having
issues.
Been somebody.
Yeah.
But we don't get what that means until much later in the movie.
Right.
But yeah, they go to the school, and then they go to the bar, and they have an ongoing bet where, okay, I'll bet you $20 you can't get with a woman tonight, basically.
Yeah.
And we get the song with You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. I have to assume you are familiar with this scene in this movie.
I'm not.
How have you not seen this?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Of all the things associated with Top Gun, you did not know this was in here.
No.
Who are you?
No, I have not seen this scene before. It's more the volleyball scene, the generic like scenes of him in the cockpit and them doing the I've got the need for speed thing and him on the motorcycle. No, I have not seen this scene.
Who are you? I am just my mind is blown right now that you were completely unfamiliar with this of all scenes, because yeah, this is one of those songs, one of those scenes that people reference all the time. Like Tom Cruise is self-referential about this. I've seen him do bits about this song on like talk shows and stuff. Okay. Genuinely.
Okay. And of course, without knowing the context to it, I wouldn't have recognized why he's doing a bit. It's like, okay, why is he singing this song?
They've picked an old song from the 60s that they think is romantic, and he just, shoots his shot with this woman.
I get the bit. I get the joke. But no, I've not seen this.
Wow. Sorry, you're just blowing my mind.
Jeez.
Like, genuinely, because this is one of the more iconic scenes in this movie, and for you to not have any awareness of it,
nope.
That's a new one for you. Like, in the grand scheme of this podcast, like, we've watched some heavy hitters, and for you not to know this iconic scene is just blowing my mind. Anyway. He shoots his shot with this blonde lady at the bar, and he basically kind of crashes and burns and follows her to the bathroom.
Yeah, he follows her into the bathroom and is
keeps egging her out, like, yeah, hey.
Well, and she's like making the joke, like, oh yeah, Sailor, you've been on shore leave long, or something to that effect.
Yep.
And, like,
are we just gonna do it on the floor?
You just do it on the floor, or no? I feel like this table is sufficient for our weight, and let's just get to it.
Very matter of
Like,
fact.
dude, come on, you're following a lady
He's
into the
so cocky
into
that
the
this is like
fucking
so much.
bathroom. What are you doing? And I understand that you may not ever see this person again. Maybe it's for a bet. Maybe you think you're just hot shit, or all of the above.
Or you're just really horny.
I mean,
that too.
Betsy, these two just do not have it. I don't know what it is, but I don't think he's into it. I don't think she's into it.
So they never actually say, like, how old these people are in this movie. And I feel like that maybe has something to do with it. Because she's a civilian contractor.
Right.
He's this young hotshot pilot. For all I know, she's 10 years older than he is and has no business dating this stupid boy. Because I don't know. That's the only thing that I think I could maybe construe, just because they're at very different points in their lives and their careers.
I don't think that's maybe a thing. I think they just don't have any chemistry.
I mean, you can have chemistry and be like several years apart in age. Like, it works constantly.
I get that.
But why did these two not have chemistry then? Like, I don't know. Why does she fall for this shtick?
Yeah.
He's not exactly charming. He's just a lot.
No, he just kind of stands by himself and smiling at her.
Yeah.
Like a creep.
Yeah.
The entire movie, that's all he does. He just kind of smiles and has a quip or two.
And as I said, he makes her come to him. And she falls for it.
Well, and she didn't make him come into the bathroom, that's for sure.
No. But of course she blows him off and then, makes a line to his friend, "Oh, your friend was magnificent," and just walks away.
Right, so he can win the bet.
So he can win the bet. And then the next scene, they find out that, oh, she's an instructor. And so now he has to, cover his head and go, oh, shit.
Yeah, and I think this is where I start to understand the whole Russian thing. Like the other side of things, because she is an intelligence officer where she has information about all of their planes, all the U.S. planes, but you don't get the technical readouts of your enemy's planes.
No, and you're the only pilot who has been up close and personal and can tell me what they can do.
And seen them actually maneuver, so that you can actually tweak your own planes to be able to engage them better. So that's her whole thing.
She's mostly interested in that.
Yeah.
But then it turns into more Trent.
I'm just so fascinated by your knowledge of Russian aircraft.
Ugh. So then they, leave their little class and go on a mission, a little training exercise.
Yeah.
Where they basically
they keep having tests, and they're scored on how well they do in the test.
How they respond, and did they accomplish the mission.
Yeah.
And they do, but they kind of break the rules to do it.
Right. So, you are engaging these, dummy MiGs. So these other planes are built to be close to the MiGs that they encountered.
They're smaller and faster planes than what you are flying.
Exactly. So you have to be able to interpret whatever the information that you have about the technical readout of what they think that these other planes can do, and just based on the intelligence that they're given by a person like her on how to engage it.
Yeah, so they have this training exercise, and they technically win, but they break the rules to do it.
Yeah.
And then they buzz the tower because they're hotshot assholes.
Right, and their whole thing is, okay, you engage them either above or below 10,000 feet. I can't remember which one it was.
There's rules for your safety while you are learning this kind of a drill.
Right, and you have all your instruments in front of you. You know if you're going to be breaking those rules, and you choose to do it anyway.
Yep.
So they get a slap on the wrist saying these rules were made to protect you and everybody else around you. And at the same time, you pissed off the guy at the radio tower.
I want some butts! Grown man screaming that. And yeah, they all get, slap on the wrist, and the dudes who are teaching them say, "Oh, he's a hell of a pilot, but do you want him with you? He's dangerous. I don't know."
Right, and of course the other
He's too much of a hotshot.
Yeah, the other guy is Michael Ironside. Do you know who Michael Ironside is?
I know his face. I have seen him in other things, but I cannot place him.
So the only reason I know Michael Ironside is because he is a voice actor in a lot of video games, most specifically the Splinter Cell games.
Okay.
Where he is I don't know what you call it. He is a secret agent, and he plays the main character in those. That's the only context I have for Michael Ironside. I know he was, a normal, regular actor before all that, but that's the only context I have to him.
He's just one of those goons that shows up.
Yeah.
a lot of military and stuff. And then we get some more like flirty, and she invites him to dinner.
Oh no.
But first we get to go to the shirtless, tan, glistening in the sun volleyball sequence.
Okay. So this sequence is very famous for what it is.
Yep.
And what it is not that interesting. I'll be honest.
No, it's like slow motion.
I'll be honest. This is like kind of inoffensive. There's nothing here that is like way out of left field for 1986 or whatever this is. This is just dudes playing volleyball. It doesn't matter that it's happening.
No, it's not relevant to the plot in any way.
No. It doesn't need to happen. There's no reason for this to be happening other than it's another dick-waving contest between these two teams of people.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. They're all very shirtless, tan, glistening, sweating on the California beach.
But my real question here is, who was this scene for?
This is, again, that thing where I said, if you're going to insert the love story part of it, and you're trying to get the female audience, this is like some female gaze shit. Like, here's Tom Cruise. He's young and sexy, and that's his nipples.
Here's also a blonde Val Kilmer. You'll need to know his name for later. But after that, Tom Cruise gets invited to a date.
Yeah, so he goes to her. He's been invited. He's got to leave the volleyball tournament. He goes on this date.
And he's late.
And he wants to take a shower.
He just kind of invites himself in to take a shower. Because, of course, he was he was just like sweating on the beach like crazy. And yeah, you're on a date. Maybe you want to smell okay, but you're also late. So you should have, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird, tense, like, awkward scene.
Right, and she's like, maybe you should know why I really invited you here. It's the Meg. I need to know the details. I'm going for a promotion, and you're the only one who can give me what I need.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, he keeps saying, oh, I'll tell you about that later. Let's drink that wine. And then she's, like, sprawled on the couch, like, giving him flirty eyes. And also, this is going to get complicated.
The way this scene is shot, it's like you got the one shot of each of them, and I had no idea that they were that close to each other. The way it's shot is weird.
Yeah, they don't do good tension building.
No.
They could have done a lot more. Like, there could have been some, like, sort of like hands grazing and really emphasize how close they are in this physical proximity.
Right.
But no, it's like, she's in a shot and he's in a shot.
They're completely separate. And it's not until he basically gets up to leave that you realize that they're within a foot of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and we, like, find out more about, like, his mom died, and then we find out his dad was a pilot who disappeared on a mission, and he doesn't have the details.
Right.
And apparently this is enough about him to decide she wants to get in his pants. I don't really know. She's like, it's gonna be complicated. Why? What part of this conversation has been sexy?
And then he just leaves.
And then he leaves.
Just leaves.
No, she's, like, begging for it, and he's like, goodbye!
I don't know if she was doing that.
She was kind of starting to. Like I said, it's like a weird flip. She just, like, switches it. And,
I'm going to show you my vulnerable side to tell you a story about the time that my mom told me to flip a record on.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Hi, I like old music. Love me.
It's okay. Wow, your whole personality. Wow.
Yeah.
Your whole personality is this one song and parent issues.
Yeah. Anyway.
But when he leaves, she, like, follows him. Like, there's a weird jump here, and I didn't understand the time difference. Because he's like, I'm gonna leave and take a shower. And then they show him back at, like, his apartment, his base, wherever. And she's, like, incognito in the elevator and is like, looks like you need to take another shower. Did you just follow him here? Is this the next day? How big a time jump was this?
I think it's the next day.
Because the way edited, it feels like she literally like got in her car and followed him there.
And she's also in a uniform, an outfit that we've never seen her in before.
She's like incognito, as I said.
Yeah.
She's got to put on her big leather jacket and a hat so nobody will know it's her while she's like stalking him. Yeah, and then they get, like, again, really, like, flirty in the elevator and really close to each other, like, but nothing happens.
Yeah, but, like, really, really close. He's being the creeper by, like, being really close to her in the elevator. Somebody else comes in, he backs off. They leave, he gets really close again. Yeah.
This scene was weird.
She might be the stalker, but he's egging it on.
Yeah. This isn't love, kids. This is just weird.
It's just weird. I mean, I understand that this is the only woman that you really come into contact with here. Maybe try harder.
Or don't try so hard. I don't know which
I don't know
it
what
is.
that's about. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and then we get introduced to Goose's wife and family.
Yeah.
So here's Meg Ryan, very young and blonde and cute.
Yeah.
And then they have this other training scene where they've basically plugged in the information about his encounter with the Meg into a simulator.
Yeah.
And now they're teaching the class what did happen versus what the textbook definition of what should have happened.
Right. And there's this overarching attitude throughout the entire movie that everybody just kind of leans over to Maverick and says, "Oh man, that was the ballsiest move I've ever seen. Oh man, you're a great pilot." But then at the same time, there's more things involved in being a good pilot.
But then they keep saying you're also dangerous and erratic and unpredictable.
Iceman keeps on saying you're dangerous and I wouldn't want you as my wingman because the most important thing is helping out your buddy.
Don't ever leave your wingman.
Not just trying to win the game or get the bad guy.
Right.
You have to think about more things than just yourself. And of course, by his moniker, that makes sense that he's just going to go rogue and do whatever.
Yeah. He's a maverick, Trent.
I got that.
His nickname is fitting.
And I kind of hate that everybody just refers to him as Maverick.
Everybody in this movie, I don't know anybody's fucking name. Even she has a nickname.
Even Tom Skerritt's wife, the trainer's wife, refers to him as Maverick. Have you ever met this woman?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're very bad at setting up important details like that.
And I understand that, maybe moviegoers are going to always refer to him as Maverick. Because now the sequel is his name is the subtitle.
Well, and it's much more interesting than Pete Mitchell.
Pete Mitchell.
Yeah,
that Pete Mitchell is an insurance salesman from Buffalo. That kind of a thing.
Right. And then what is Iceman? He's got some
he's like
hard to pronounce.
It's like a Polish name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's much more fun to say Iceman. But then you got like Viper and
those two,
Venom and
Iceman.
Pants.
Iceman and Maverick don't even refer to each other as their moniker. They call each other by their names.
To piss each other off.
Right.
Yeah. Listen here, Mitchell.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you about your shitty flight.
I mean, actually, you're a really good flyer, but I think you're too dangerous, so I don't want you to be as my wingman and blah, blah, blah. It's a weird dynamic between
and
these
it's
two.
like so much ego throughout this whole movie, but then every opportunity they have, you're right, they're always like, hey, this guy's really good. Like,
right.
I really like that guy.
Right.
Like,
I wish I could do that.
Bro, don't even do that, man.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're getting past some key moments here. So somewhere in here, these two lovers, she finally admits, what's the quote? "I just don't want anyone to know that I've fallen for you."
Yep. Then we get Berlin's "Take My Breath Away."
Yep.
And some beautiful tongue kissing.
You had one date. If you can even call it that.
Just
you invited him over to your, government issued like apartment, whatever you want to call it.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Because of course you get to live on the beach.
Of course. Yeah, you have the one date and he plays hard to get the entire time. You fall madly in love with him and you need to go and fuck him.
Yep.
So, okay.
So that happens. They have some more missions where they're a training exercise.
Right.
And they basically,
the trainer goes up there. Viper goes up there with him.
They make a bad call and they lose the mission.
Yeah.
And they're all dangerous, so they have another mission. And then everything goes wrong. You know, Maverick vows, I'm never leaving my wingman again. I'm going to do it by the book. I'm going to do the right thing. And so he's paired up there with he's paired up there with Iceman. So he's up, Iceman's up.
But Iceman is in the lead position,
Yep.
and he's going after the Megs. But Iceman is like way, way, way too cautious.
He's very apprehensive.
Give me another 20 seconds. Yep. Give me another 10 seconds. But he should just take the shot. He's going to get him no matter what.
If this is real life, take the fucking shot, dude.
Right. He's just way, way too cautious. He wants to get the points. All he cares about is getting the points.
Right. Meanwhile,
to
Maverick
win the competition.
is like, I could get this shot from behind you.
Right. So instead, Iceman kind of bugs out and says, okay, you go ahead and take the shot. But the way he gets out of there, they call it the jet wash from his plane, causes the plane behind him, Maverick's plane, to kind of stall out.
Right, you forget, these planes are going 300 miles an hour.
Right, and they're very close together, but the way they're shot like that, you have no idea how fast they're going.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the plane stalls, he loses control, the engines both
they're
kill.
They're just spinning and spinning and spinning.
And they have no choice but to evacuate.
They have to punch out, and the way the physics are going when they're just spinning around, the canopy on the plane is meant to be blown off by the wind.
Right.
If you're going forward.
It would go up and backwards.
Yes. So it should be clear of the plane by the time the jets on the seats are firing. Now, that doesn't happen.
No, they're basically dropping flat out of the sky.
Right.
Down.
And spinning.
And spinning.
So, and the thrust from, and I understand this is true, the thrust from your seats ejecting from the plane is extremely strong because it has to be, because you have to be completely blown clear of an exploding plane, maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a jet inside your jet.
Pretty much. You have to have that do its job to get you clear of that plane. Now, what ended up happening is that the canopy did not clear Goose's head.
Yes, because he's farther back.
So yeah, the seat just propels him up into the canopy and basically breaks his neck.
Kills him on impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this fucks up Maverick, and this is, shaking his confidence, and he basically can't deal with it.
Yeah.
And like his instructor says, this is the first of many.
Yeah.
Very realistic, very difficult conversation. Yep. Just says, let it go.
And in 1986, these guys who are instructors were all in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is so think about the context to now. It is 2022. Almost 20 years ago, we started the invasion into Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 years prior to 1968, what was going on in the late 60s?
Yep.
Vietnam. So the amount of time that has passed, just have that as your context here. So this is very front of mind in a lot of people's heads.
Right. They all grew up during it. They watched it on TV. Their parents were all in it.
Yep.
They all get it. But yeah, this dude has seen some shit.
Yeah.
Some shit. Yeah. And he tells them about a mission where he's like, 10 pilots were lost in like a single mission. Mm-hmm. And so you just kind of have to get over it.
Yep.
Get over it and move on, because this is the job.
It's gonna happen.
Yep. No pat on the back, no sympathy,
doesn't matter.
Just let it go.
Yep. You are competing for this Top Gun thing, but that's fucking nothing compared to what your real life will be if this is actually a war.
Right. And of course he blames himself, but they have a panel of experts who go and review everything that happened, and they decide, no, you
were fine.
There is no way you could have known about this. Iceman couldn't have known about this.
And the way you were spinning out, there was no way you as the pilot were going to be able to get out of that. No. So you did everything by the book that you should have done.
Yep. And everything, this is not your fault. Get back up in the air.
Yep. Pretty much.
Go.
Yeah. Expedite the process to get you back up into the air. But in reality, why didn't they talk to Iceman? Why wasn't he at all at fault here?
Because again, they probably did. They just don't show it because this movie is weirdly omitting things that maybe would be helpful for the viewer.
But really, it's his fault.
It's nobody's fault, realistically.
He should have taken the shot.
He should have taken the shot, yes. But the difference is he tries to be like a nice guy and says, I so sorry about Goose. Me like Goose. We like Goose.
Everybody liked Goose.
Pat, no be cry. And then he just walks away.
Right. It's just a weird thing. Weird, awkward moment there.
He tries to be a human being at this really difficult time. And then he just awkwardly leaves.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tries to get up there. They go on another training exercise, and he chickens out. He can't do it.
And his new gunner is a guy we recognized. I knew his face. I absolutely knew his face, and I know you did too.
I couldn't place him.
I had to look him up. He is Walker, Texas Rangers' partner.
Indeed he is.
Yeah.
He is on the classic 1990s television series.
Oh, yes. Betsy and I watched a lot of that when we were kids.
They did. Is there a remake now?
What?
I think there's a remake now.
God.
I think it's one of those really short-lived crap things nobody wants to talk about.
Like they're trying to reboot everything these days.
Everything, yes. But, yeah. That's his new wingman, or his new, what did you say, gunner?
Yeah.
Is that what that position is called?
Yes.
So yeah, he's in it for, a hot minute, but basically Maverick freaks out and he quits. He quits, Trent. Yep. This is too much.
Can't handle it anymore.
He's a quitterson.
So he goes to the bar and gets an ice water.
I think there's alcohol in it, but...
No, didn't you hear? They said, I'll have what he's having. Yeah, it's ice water.
Oh, I thought they gave it some name, though. Like
I literally thought he said ice water.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But what's her name shows up, Kelly McGinnis. I didn't actually get her name. I don't care.
They call her Charlie, and that's her call sign. Like, I don't know her real name.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody has a fucking nickname.
That's right.
So yeah, she shows up and she's like, it's not your fault. And then when that doesn't work, she's like, well, I guess you're a big quitter, boy, and then walks out.
Pretty much.
Reverse psychology, I guess.
Okay.
Calls him a chicken and then fucks off.
Yeah, but then he has second thoughts and he goes to see the instructor again. Mm-hmm. And this is where he reveals, oh, I flew with your father.
Yeah,
that
I'm going to tell
very
you top
convenient
secret
connection.
Information.
Yeah, this could have ruined my career. You should have said that earlier, dude.
Yeah, and we basically find out his dad did things by the book, and he was a good pilot, and he went down with the ship, so to speak.
Yeah, he saved a bunch of other pilots while his ship was damaged.
But it was behind enemy lines or something, where they weren't supposed to be, so it's all top secret.
When they report it to the family about how they died, you can't actually say officially that they were behind enemy lines, because that is a no-no.
Mm-hmm. But he gets his little pep talk, and he says, you should come to graduation tomorrow. Yeah. Which he does, but he's like not there on time, and I didn't understand that.
Yeah, he
like
says
everybody's like, where is he? Where is he?
And he says you have enough points to graduate, so just show up and you'll graduate. If not, you quit, because you're not gonna win.
No,
because Val Kilmer is gonna win.
Val Kilmer, Iceman, he win.
Yeah.
You are second once again.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it's weird. I didn't get this sequence.
That whole scene there of them graduating, him just showing up and saying congratulations. And this is where they get the call immediately after graduation.
Yeah.
That there's some shit going down somewhere and you guys are going to go and help out.
Yeah, here's your papers. Right back to where we were at the beginning of the movie. Go.
Pretty much.
We're going to give you a new gunner when you get there.
Sure.
Or something.
Right.
And if you don't get one, I'll come fly with you. And his instructor is going to come. Sure you are, buddy. Uh-huh.
Whatever.
And we get one final actual action scene with real MiGs, real enemies, unidentified country of origin.
Right, and I read a little bit about this. Apparently, the idea here is that there is a ship that drifted in, it was a disabled ship that drifted into a territory that they weren't supposed to be in. Mm-hmm. So these other MiGs were going to try to go and destroy it completely. And they were there to help defend the other ship.
Trying to facilitate a rescue of the ship, but haven't done it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, why couldn't you... I don't know. They don't explain...
No, they gloss over so much.
This enemy is.
It's there's a boat, and there's planes, and shoot the planes. Right. This is the real deal, guys.
It's Bruckheimer, Betsy. We have to have exploding planes.
Shoot first, ask questions later, Trent.
Yes, so we get the entire sequence. I don't want to go over the entire sequence because...
Some planes go down.
Yeah,
they win.
They're outnumbered. Maverick is freaking out a little bit, and he's rubbing his dead partner's dog tags and trying to...
What have you got for me, Goose?
Right.
Summoning his spirit, as it were.
Sure, dude, you have a gunner... Listen to Tim Robbins.
The 9-foot man behind you is telling you what to do.
Right. Yeah, so, and of course, it's a callback to what happened in the first scene with the other guy freaking out. And I get all that, and it's important for the plot. I just don't care.
Yeah, and it's just so, neat and tidy, here we go, and it's over, and you're a hero now, and you can have any commands you want, and what do you want to do? Any assignment will be yours, because you're on the cover of every paper in America. You're a hero!
No, every English-speaking paper.
Whatever.
Because, again, what... You're not explaining what the hell happened here.
Why is he a hero?
Who you were fighting. Why is it public knowledge, for one thing? And why would you even want to be this instructor?
I don't know. Okay, we skipped one little thing that I think is really important. When they get on the ground and Iceman says, you
can
be my wingman anytime. And Maverick says, bullshit, you can be mine. And then they have a bro hug. That's where they profess their love for each other. That's the real story here. Is these two actually love each other, Trent. They do, but not in a gay way. Because it's 1986 and we need to make abundantly clear that these two are just bros.
Betsy, it is the Navy.
This is true. But yeah, then they just get to have any assignment. He's like, I was thinking I'm going to be an instructor at the academy.
At the Top Gun.
I'm going to be that guy. And his, commanding officer is like, oh, heaven help us all.
Right, and that's it. He throws the magic dog tags into the sea because what else are you going to do?
He doesn't need them anymore. He's let him go. And he goes back to the bar and a mysterious hand puts a quarter in the
Who could
jukebox.
It be?
Who could it be? And we hear, you never close your eyes anymore. Oh, wait, that's that song from earlier in the movie.
So he looks around with his bomber jacket on his shoulder. And he's about to leave, but then there she is.
She decided not to take the job in D.C. that she really wanted because I heard all the best pilots are here. It's going to be complicated. Why? Why are you sacrificing your career for this man you barely know?
Right, you went on one date, you fucked him once. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, she's got real issues she's got to work through here.
And then we have this scene.
Ladies, don't give up your career for a guy you slept with once.
No. But yes, we get this scene, the very, very last scene in the movie, of them coming together with the neon Pepsi sign behind them.
Framed perfectly.
How much fucking money did Pepsi pay for that shot? I would love to know.
Much money.
Wow.
They were very, very much in the throes of the Cola Wars in the 1980s.
You're not wrong.
And, you know, they had some heavy hitters, Pepsi did.
Yep.
You know, they were in Back to the Future, which I mentioned earlier.
Right.
This is probably another one at this era that was a big deal for them to get listed in.
Right. But yeah, from there, we just kind of fade out and then credits.
Yeah, and then we get a sweet song from, what was it? Cheap Trick?
Cheap Trick. Yeah. You know, I kind of want to look up this soundtrack.
I mean, it won an Oscar. Take My Breath Away was Best Original Song this year.
Wow. But yeah, that soundtrack was like 8 times platinum.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 Kenny Loggins songs that I'm assuming were written specifically for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how many times has Danger Zone been put in other movies?
Right. Or just in pop culture in general.
Right.
Commercials.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Danger Zone, man, what a fucking banger.
This is, yeah.
God!
Yeah. Fuck the rest of this movie. Let's just talk about Kenny Loggins for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a bad movie. I just don't think this is a movie for me, per se. Like, this is the kind of thing, sure, I can sit through this, and I get why some people like it. But I have some fundamental problems with it glossing over stuff.
It is better than the sum of its parts. I will say that much. Like, the individual moments don't do anything for me. The famous scenes, the volleyball scene, the karaoke scene, the love story, all those put together with the cool action scenes in the planes, it complements each other.
Yeah, but like we said, if those scenes don't do anything for you, we have to assume they were put there for somebody. Let's assume me, but they weren't doing anything for me.
And of course, I'm kind of giving that a pass because it was 1986. What the hell else are you going to put in here?
I don't know. There were a lot of raunchy movies in the 80s, and this could have aged terribly, but they didn't go there with this kind of movie. This is an actual, like, we thought about what we wanted to do and we did it.
They executed on what they wanted to do. I just think that the character stories were not interesting in the least.
No, I think the characters were a little underdeveloped, and they bank so much on the cool action scenes that they're hoping there's so much flash that you don't notice.
And I think that's probably it. The flash is what is elevating it over anything else.
And I mean, it looks great. Like, they literally took these actors up in the fucking planes.
Yeah.
It looks real, 'cause it is.
Yeah.
These bastards got thrown at 4 or 5 Gs, and they were all puking in the cockpit.
As you would.
I would, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you what, I have no desire after watching this to ever go on an airplane like that, or ever join the Navy or any other pilots. Like, that stresses me out. I don't like confined spaces, and I don't need to go 300 miles an hour in a tiny metal tube.
I do not have a need for speed.
I do not. Like, I don't mind flying commercial airlines where I can get up and walk around, but being strapped in with one other dude, you know, flying upside down to the point where the force is like shoving your muscles in your face back.
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested in that.
I've seen people in these centrifuges,
and
it looks very painful.
I'm not interested. I will stay firmly on the ground. I thank you.
Yeah.
I have no career ahead of me as a pilot. So yeah, any other thoughts about this one, Trent? Anything we didn't touch on? Otherwise, we'll throw it to emails.
I think the one thing we didn't mention was, you know, his partner just died. And they're forcing him very quickly to go back up into the air for a fucking training thing. This is not real war, guys. Yeah. You don't need to be forcing this dude back up there right away with someone he's never flown with before to try to earn points to win this thing, even though he's probably the best pilot you have on the team.
I mean, the amount of effort that historically has been put in with military and PTSD.
Yeah.
Even in the 80s, they hadn't gotten there yet. They hadn't really identified it as a thing they should really be handling.
And I'm saying that is probably the reason why they're doing this. Like, hey, suck it up. He's gone. Buttercup. Forget about him. He's gone.
It's not that he's wrong. He does. If he plans on continuing on with this job, with this career, it will happen again.
Yeah. If you actually get into real combat, which you did by the end of the movie, even though we don't know who it is.
Right. And it might not be a guy on your team. It might be your wingman. It might be somebody else out there with you.
Right.
So I get that. But yeah, they are really quick to get him back up there as soon as possible. And it's also a psychological thing. Like, if he waits too long, it'll just psych him out more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that callous way of doing it. But I also kind of fundamentally understand why they're doing it. It might be a terrible decision.
Sure.
It most likely is.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of that, get up on the bicycle again.
But as a quote unquote soldier, you have to do things like that. Mm-hmm. And it's going to fuck you up, but you have to save your fucked upness until you're out of the military.
Well, remember when we watched The Hurt Locker? And it's like, quick, spit on these bullets that are covered in blood and, just load them back up so I can fire the gun because we are under attack.
Yeah.
And it's just this weird clarity of mind that you have to achieve to get through your day.
Because if you don't get through this, you are going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's harsh. It's a harsh truth, and it's probably not fair. It's probably not the right call.
And the fact that he died during a training exercise is no different than him dying in real combat, except for you got the blame aspect. You got, Iceman being partially, if not mostly, at fault here that they don't actually address. It's a complicated thing that they treat kind of poorly.
Yeah, there could be more development here. There just could. Overall, there could be more development of the story, of the characters, and then I think it would have tightened up the things that I have problems with. It's not bad, I just don't think it's great.
Yep, I got you. All right, Betsy, that's going to be all I've got to say about Top Gun.
All right, well, let's throw it to an email then.
I'm excited to read this one. This is going to be from Stephanie, and we're going to go backwards a little bit to a little movie called Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, we're finally getting caught up in the Marvel.
Yes, so, by the way, spoilers.
Guys, we've covered this.
The Marvel stuff.
Spoilers. We talk about spoilers.
Uh-huh. Especially this one because this movie can be spoiled. Anyway, Stephanie says, I know we are crazy late to the party, but next weekend we're going to see the new Doctor Strange movie, so today we rented No Way Home. So good, we loved it. They basically fixed all of my complaints with these villains and highlighted these great actors. I agree that Sandman and Lizard probably just provided voices. I kept wondering why they didn't actually show them in human form, and at the end, having those actors just come in to do voices would explain that. Yeah.
That was a weird little thing.
They are only CG. They did not provide any kind of anything.
They're not a main story piece. They're kind of off to the side.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't even their newly recorded lines.
Maybe. They could have reused footage. They could have reused dialogue.
Who knows? She says, I love the Doctor Strange and Spidey fight. I love the alternate universe Spider-Man and every conversation that they had. I cried when Aunt May died. I teared up when Andrew saves MJ. And I teared up a little when Peter says goodbye to MJ.
There was a lot of emotion in that movie.
Uh-huh.
We talked at length about it, guys.
It took 20 years. It was 20 years in the making for all of these characters.
Oh, I just felt like they stuck the landing. They did.
They did. And yeah, we have a very long episode about No Way Home. If you haven't watched this, or if you have and you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to that episode. I think it was really good. Anyway, to finish up the email, next weekend we're having our birthdays date. She and her husband have the same birthday month. So she says we only do one date night in the middle of the 2 dates. We're totally going to Doctor Strange. We're very excited.
Excellent.
From Superfan Stephanie. Love you guys. Thank you, Stephanie. We love you too.
Yes, it's good that you watch No Way Home before the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not like entirely important, but it's important enough.
It is.
That and it's just a really good movie and you should watch it.
It's a really good movie. And we haven't watched it again, and I really want to buy that disc.
We need to get it. We need it.
We need to get it,
4K.
but
Let's do
I'm
it.
not going to pay fucking $30 for a disc.
Oh my God, you're so cheap. Anyway, if you would like to be like Stephanie and send us an email about the Doctor Stranges, the Marvels, the Tom Cruises,
the Top's Guns,
you should do that.
If you've seen the next Top Gun, don't spoil anything.
We haven't seen that one yet, guys.
If you've seen the new one, let us know if you like it.
Yes,
we hear good things.
I have heard a report from my father that it may be one of the best movies he's ever seen. So my dad says you should go and watch the new one.
Sure, why not?
We might
not
get around
sponsored,
to it.
Not sponsored.
No, we might get around to it, but we had to get this one out of the way first.
Yes. Get that whole SEO thing. Hey, guys, listen to the new Top Gun podcast. It's actually about the old one, but that's okay.
Anyway, send us emails.
Send us
your thoughts.
neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet at us. Tell us all your thoughts and feelings about, I don't know, cheese. neverseenit_pod on the Twitter. You can also support the show. You can figure it out. I'm not going to say the whole thing again. Rate us on iTunes, rate us on Spotify. Make sure to follow us and tell your friends about the cool show we do.
Yeah! And that's going to be it for this episode. We'll be back in another few days with another episode of Never Seen It. In the meantime, I have been Betsy.
And I'm Trent.
And we thank you for listening. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.